Dear learners, hope all of you are fine and ready for your class. Today we are going to take part in our class from your English for Today book with a lesson of the very beginning. Let's start. Unit 1. Here you can see a picture. Can you guess who is he? Yes, father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Dear learners, we are going to learn about him and his family, his dedication in this unit. After that unit, learning outcomes. After we have studied the unit, we will be able to read and understand text, narrate incidents and events in a logical sequence, participate in conversations and debates, tell stories. That means after reading the text, you can understand it. You can narrate incident and event according to sequence. And you will also be able to take part in dialogue, continue discussion, and also take part in debate. And you can also tell stories. Dear learners, I think you are already ready with your textbook and following accordingly. Now, lesson 1. The first lesson of Unit 1, bearing the title Bangabandhu's Family in 1971. Here we are going what happened in his family during 1971. Dear learners, at first, part A, you see there's an instruction. Look at the pictures below and discuss the following questions in pair. You are told to look at the picture here below, that means here given under the question, and you are also told to discuss the question in pair, that means two students together. It's actually your classwork. And the questions are: who can you see in the pictures? Who are they? What do you know about them? That means, do you know who are they? And can you tell something about them? Where were those people during the Liberation War? That means, those people. Do you have any idea? Where were they? Dear learners, in these two pictures, picture 1 and picture 2, you have to identify the people. You have to tell something about them, whatever you know. And it is told here. I want you to try it yourself. And of course, I will tell you later about this answer. But I want you to try it at first, because you are told to discuss the following question in pair. That means after seeing the picture, you have to discuss the question. So I am leaving it for you. Now, let's come to part B. Read the text and answer the question that follow. You are told to read this text and you have to write answer and give answer after it in the next page. Dear learners, I am going to read the text for you, but not completely, just to give you the idea what happened during 1971. Read the text and answer the question that follow. So you have to read the text very carefully and then you have to try answer. I'm going to start it for you. It was the night of 25th March 1971. There was a full of quietness at Bangabandhu's home at Dhanmondi Road number 32 throughout the day. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his family members could apprehend that something tragic was going to happen. Gunshots were heard around the city. Bangabandhu's eldest son, Sheikh Kamal, was out of home for forming barricades against the Pakistan army who had been killing people indiscriminately that night. Bangabandhu decided to send the girls of the family to a safer place for the night, and he gave their responsibility to his son-in-law, Mr. Wajid Mia. Bangabandhu's daughter Sheikh Hasina, who was expecting a baby soon, along with her sister Sheikh Rehana and her cousin Farida, were sent to a house at road number 15, Dhanmandi, for that night. Bangabandhu's wife, Begum Fazilatunisa Mujib, stayed with them. Dear learners, I think you can get an idea during 25th March 1971 as described here. Just before midnight, Bangabandhu sent the Declaration of Independence to Mr. Hurram Chaudhry at Chittagong via wireless. At the darkest part of that night, the Pakistan army surrounded his home and started firing at random. The situation agitated Bangabandhu much and he asked them to stop, but soon he was instructed to get ready to go with them. Begum Mujib packed his necessary belongings. After Bangabandhu left, she was at a loss what to do and where to go with her children. However, being a supportive wife of the great leader through her life, she soon pulled up her mental strength. But her anxiety continued till the end of the war. The next day, Begum Mujib had to leave house number 32 with her children and other members of her home. During the next couple of months, they moved from one shelter to another in search of a safer place. During their stay in those places, some people came forward to helping them, while some refused to give them shelter for fear of their own safety. When their provision ran short, Sheikh Kamal, who had already joined the Liberation War, came to them in disguise and delivered some money. Some very close people also supported the family with money and foodstuff. Dear learners, it's a very clear description on the night, on the day, and during 1971 when Bangabandhu and his family were facing great problems. So, for the family members were ignorant about Bangabandhu's condition. Suddenly they came to know that he was alive and had been taken to Pakistan. Begum Mujib started to keep contact with Awami League leaders, but soon the family was taken to Dhanmandi house number 18 by the family army and kept under house arrest. However, people would come to their home with valuable information in disguise of vendors. Also, some would throw pieces of waste paper with important information written on them. In the month of May the same year, Pakistan army set fire to Bangabandhu's Dungipara home in front of his parents. A young man from the village protested the evil deed and was shot dead. Both parents of Bangabandhu fell ill in October and were admitted to the PG hospital. Begum Mujib and her family were allowed to visit them 2 or 3 times a week for 1 hour. However, that created the opportunity for them to establish a better communication with the freedom fighters. Begum Mujib was extremely worried about her children, especially her daughter Sheikh Hasina, because of her health condition. However, she was not allowed by the Pakistan rulers to be with her daughter Sheikh Hasina when she was admitted to hospital. Mr. Wajid Mia and Bangabandhu's second son Sheikh Jamal accompanied Sheikh Hasina to the hospital. Bangabandhu's youngest sister, pretending to be a hospital attendant, entered the hospital and looked after her niece. Sheikh Hasina was blessed with a baby boy on 27 July who was later named Shajib Wajid Joy. As the Pakistan army often used to threaten Sheikh Jamal that they would hang him upside down, he, finding an opportunity, fled from the hospital and joined the freedom fighters. Finally, the victory day arrived. There was joy everywhere, but Bangabandhu's family was yet to be freed from captivity. The Pakistani occupational forces were still cordoning Bangabandhu's house and firing at people rushing over. They're chanting Joy Bangla, the invigorating slogan of the Bengalis, but they fled the next morning when the Indian army came to rescue the family. Sheikh Jamal returned home in the afternoon, while Sheikh Kamal returned home the next day. Nevertheless, the biggest anxiety of the family persisted Bangabandhu was yet to be released from Pakistani prison, and they didn't know when the great moment would arrive and how. This description is taken from Sheikh Rehana's সাথে এখনো আলাপচারিতা অন্তরঙ্গ আলোয় বঙ্গবন্ধুর পরিবার by Sanchita. And from this text is extracted. Dear learners, I want you to read you the text again and again and try to solve the activity given after the text. That's all for today. Thank you.